KCK Preps here with the exclusive interview with the head coach from the Harmon Hawks with the state qualifying Harmon Hawks, Coach Dave Gonzales. Coach, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
We've been doing this new format here the last few weeks where we're trying to interview coaches, and we thought this would be a perfect time as Coach Gonzales and his Hawks are the only local 5A team to make it to the state tournament this year. And we had an opportunity to talk Saturday, so we're definitely looking forward to following the Hawks on their road to state. So we always try to start off at the same time doing a kind of introduction, interview type thing with our coaches and whatnot. So Coach Gonzales, just tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been with the district, coaching, teaching, things like that?
Well, I'm pretty much a Wyandotte County guy. I grew up in Wyandotte County, went to Bishopford High School, and went off to college in Alabama and played a little small NAI school down there, and came back and got my first teaching job in 1997 with the district. I taught at the alternative school for 4 years, and at that time I was also an assistant for Coach Meyer at Schlegel. I was a sophomore coach and got to learn almost everything from him. And then I left for 4 years, went to Turner as a head coach. After 4 years there, came back to Schlegel. Was an JV coach for 1 year and then head coach for 4, and now I'm at Harmon, my second year at Harmon.
Okay. So, and what do you do outside of the basketball here? Like, what do you teach? What do you?
I teach physical education and a couple weights classes and health. This semester I predominantly got health classes this year, and this semester just one weights class and one PE class for the spring semester.
So, been a head coach now for quite a while. Like I said, you coached at Turner, Schlegel, and J.C. Harmon, so all local schools. If anything, what's the biggest difference that you see within the schools, if any?
You know, for the most part, kids are kids. You know, each school is a little bit different as far as the makeup of the school, as far as gender and stuff like that. Not gender, but socioeconomic backgrounds and different nationalities. But kids are kids. You know, everywhere I've coached, they've always worked hard and they're pretty much coachable, and they want to do it. They want to do the best they can for themselves and for the team and for the school.
Okay. So you also mentioned that's where we have a connection, kind of sort of with Coach Chuck Meyer, the legendary coach of Schlegel High School. You got a chance to coach under him. And even most stuff I know basketball came from him. How was it coaching under Coach Meyer? Oh,
it was great. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great coach, and he really demanded a lot out of not only his teams but his coaches too. You know, I was sophomore coach for 4 years, and you know, over at Schlegel we only have one gym, and practiced every night from 6:30 to 8:30, and I was at every varsity practice too. I mean, it was not even an option. So. That was good in the sense that he made you feel you weren't just the sophomore coach, and you were part of the family, part of the program, and you know, I'd be out scouting or whatever he needed me to do, I was doing. And he's just been a tremendous influence on me and a big mentor. And I just saw him last night, talked to him, and he wished me well and the Harmon Hawks well. So he's just great overall guy and heck of a coach.
So let's talk about this Hawks team, the team that is now 13-9 entering the state tournament. First round matchup against Highland Park, who I guess the last decade or so been known as having one of the, I guess, better programs within 5A. I mean 5A, not 5'8". But you know, what if anything do you know about Highland Park so far as you prepare for that match?
Well, I saw them play this like 3 months ago. It was early December. They played Washington in the Leavenworth tournament, but I was really focused on Washington. I was there to get a scouting report on Washington, so I really didn't concentrate too much on Highland Park as far as writing down their personnel and plays and stuff like that. But what I remember from them is that they were pretty small, very quick, very athletic, shot a lot of threes. They did have one big guy in the middle, and they were kind of up and down this year, but they've rattled off 6 in a row to end the regular season and then the 2 in the postseason. So they're like on an 8-game winning streak, and from the coaches I've talked to, they're playing really well. So we're going to have our hands full.
So let's talk about some of your key personnel. You know, a lot of people in the Kansas City, Kansas area, you know, he doesn't get the love that we think he deserves in the Metro. But let's talk about Brandon Rourke, your leading scorer this year with the Harmon Hawks.
He's got a tremendous skill set. You know, I mean, he's a tremendous player, can do so much for us. He can bring the ball up, you know, he can play the wing. If he's got a smaller guy on him, we'll throw him in the post every now and then, and he can score. He's just, man, he's just a heck of a player. He's fun to watch. Sometimes I just catch myself standing there watching him. But he's really turned it on the last couple of weeks. You know, the whole coaching staff pulled him aside and about 2 weeks ago, and we said, man, you have nothing left to prove to us. You know, you're going to be, you know, a first or second team All-State on the 5A level. You're going to be on first team All-KCK League. You're probably going to play in the All-Star game. He played great all year, but he's really stepped it up the last couple weeks. Yeah.
That's been cool because, like for me personally, I haven't been out to any Harmon games, but thanks to the team at Hawks TV, they do a great job of broadcasting the games. So I was able to catch a couple on there, as well as even Friday night as we was preparing to call another game. I actually had my computer up watching the Mill Valley game. Let's talk a little bit about the Mill Valley game. You guys jumped out to a great start, and I'm sure you're probably thinking, I'm going to ask, is that going to be a key for next week, you think, as well? Or well, this week for the state tournament?
Yeah, usually a lot of our games this year we would start off slow, and it kind of, you know, we kind of had to work our way into the game, and we had a lot of games this year where we played much better in the second half. But against Mill Valley, they played a 3-2 zone. I thought we'd struggle with it a little bit, but we went inside early, and we were very successful. And then that kind of played into our hands because then it forced them to come out and guard us. We were up like 25-8 at one point, and they were still in the zone, and we were patient. We held the ball a couple possessions for about 30 seconds, and I think it kind of made Mill Valley go, oh man, this isn't looking good. So then they had to come out and pressure us, and that just kind of played into our hands. You know, second half, we only missed one shot. We were 16-17 from the field, and that's almost unheard of.
Especially at this level.
We basically, you know,
we
just got great shot selection second half, and we got good dribble penetration, and got almost all our points came inside the paint, or if they fouled us, you know, we went to the free throw line and hit some free throws down the stretch.
So talk about inside the paint. We talked about Brandon, your outside guy. Let's talk about your inside presence with Big Mike Carson. You know, he's played big as of late. Let's talk a little bit about him. What's going on with him?
He's really, second half of the season, he's really turned it on. You know, he was playing well the first half, but ever since we got done with the Shawnee Mission West tournament, which is, you know, that was games like number 10, 11, and 12 for us. So towards the end of January, man, he's just stepped it up. He's just played. He's been a lot more aggressive. He's been crashing the boards hard. And, you know, he's averaging 15 points a game for us right now, and about 7 or 8 rebounds a game. But he's just he's a load down there. He's tough to stop, and he's been working on his post moves and developed some pretty good post moves down there, and he can face up, you know, from 15 feet. And he's got a nice little jump shot, but that's what's really good, he's got a nice little jump hook. You know, he can turn to his right shoulder, and he's 6'6", and he gets that big arm up there, and he's tough to stop. Yeah.
So, you know, when I was watching that Mill Valley game, I saw your point guard. He did a great job of keeping things flowing a little bit. Let's talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, probably talking about Jordan.
Jordan, yep.
Yeah, he just makes us go. I mean, he loves to play defense. He loves to distribute the ball. He doesn't care if he scores. He's not one of those guys that comes in after the game, how many points did I score? I mean, if he scores 2, 3, 4 points, he's fine with that. He gets everyone involved. It all starts with him on the defensive side. Mill Valley had a great player, a kid by the name of Nathan Stacy. He was averaging like 23 or 24. We put Jordan on him, and the kid's like 6'3", and Jordan just hounded him and did a great job on him. The kid started getting hot late in the game, but Jordan had maybe 6 steals. Just put tremendous pressure on him, and it all starts with him. He usually guards the other team's point guard, but for that game, our game plan was for him to hold Stacy, and it worked out for us.
Good call. So, you know, entering state, you know, playing in this league, depends on the eyes of some people. Some people say it's a decent league with good players. Some people might think the league's down. But I think finished in 3rd place, you know, in a league such as this with Sumner and Washington, and you know, finishing a little bit ahead of you. You know, how has league play, if any, helped you prepare for the sub-state and state tournament?
Yeah, it's helped us tremendously. Our league probably wasn't as good this year as it was last year. You know, last year our league was loaded. This year the league was still tough. You know, Sumner, you know, great team. Washington had a really good season. We played Washington really close both games. I thought we could have won both of them, but it didn't go our way. Washington beat us, and so you know, we learned from it. You know, sometimes you learn from your losses and go back to practice and work on your weaknesses. So you know, we wanted to win the league, but you know, a lot of coaches will say that they'd rather go to state than win a league title.
Right.
And so our guys were down about that when we officially got eliminated from the league race. But I go, hey, we still got a lot to play for, you know.
That's most coaches. You know, most coaches' goals are league title, sub-state title, state title.
Yeah.
And they say you would, you know, everybody wants to get the league title, but if you can't get that, to get the sub-state title, it's pretty good. Saying you're going to the big dance for 5A. So let's talk about that a little bit. We talked about Highland Park a little bit. What do you think your team has to do to win that first round game?
Well, we got to play defense the way we did against Mill Valley. I mean, the defensive effort we had against Mill Valley in the first half was the best we've played all year, and it was just a joy to watch. We've got to have that mentality that, you know, there's going to be times when your shot's off or you're not hitting, but that defense has to be there every single possession. So we're going to have to play good defense. They got the edge on us with experience. You know, Coach Darding is, you know, great coach, highly respected. He's been there before, so he knows how to get his teams prepared. You know, we're new at this. We haven't been there in 21 years. This is my first time being as a head coach. So, you know, we might have that little shock factor at first when we walk in the gym, but we just got to treat it as any other game, and when you're at the state tournament, everyone's good, and we're gonna stress that to our guys today at practice and tomorrow at practice that, hey, you can't just go out there and take anyone lightly. I mean, there's 8 teams left, and they're all here for a reason.
So you mentioned first time going to state. Well, so it's kind of new to you. Do you seek advice from other coaches who've been there before as regarding to scheduling, planning, things like that, or you just go as you typically would for an away game, or do you do anything different?
Well, you know, going back to my Schlegel days, I got to experience it as an assistant coach, so you kind of learn stuff, you know, when you're in it. So I learned some stuff from Coach Meyer, but I really, you know, I think I've got enough experience as a head coach to try to get these guys prepared, and you know, we don't want to make a huge deal out of it. We want to keep our same routine, and we'll probably go have a little pregame meal. And
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, you used to always go to the one place to eat.
Yeah.
I'm actually in Topeka, around the corner from the Expo Center. So that, you know, those are the kind of things I was thinking about. In those regards. So you mentioned 21 years since the Harmon team has won. You know, what's the feeling around the school?
There's been a buzz today. Yeah, definitely a buzz. You know, I've had some students come up and talk to me that, you know, that aren't in my class, and I really don't know them, and they're like, "Man, here you're going to state. That's great." You know, a lot of the kids don't understand the whole thing. Like, they think, you know, you just got one game to win, and so we've kind of had to explain to some people how it works, and they want to know where it's at and can they go, and so we're generating a spirit bus and trying to get a bunch of kids up there on Wednesday, and there's a big buzz going around the school. I know our robotics team took like 2nd place out of 64 teams over the weekend, so there's been a lot of good things going on at Harmon.
So the game is Wednesday night?
Wednesday night,
8:15. 8:15. So you'll be able to catch that on the Hawks TV network, which is, if you go to Ustream and you just type in Hawks TV, one of the options will come up to be able to do that. So, we kind of finish up our segment. We do this thing that I started. It's just called the Deep Three. For every sport, I have a different one. So, of course, the Deep Three in basketball, everybody wants to be able to gun it down. So I just throw out 3 random questions that I can't really think of right now because I didn't write nothing down. But we'll start with the first one. What's your favorite basketball movie?
Oh, Hoosiers. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a classic. Glory Road might be second, but Hoosiers number 1.
Old school Hoosiers. Yeah. Okay. So let's go with our second question. You answered that one a little too quick. Might be a tough one, but you coached at 3 schools, who's been your best player that you coached?
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. I'll name one from each school. We had Raphael Robinson at Turner High School.
Okay, I remember him.
Was a tremendous athlete. Ended up playing football at Northwest Missouri State. I'd probably have to go with Roselle Nunn at Schlegel, a tremendous basketball player, could do a lot of things. And wow, here I've only been here 2 years, but we've had a lot of good players. I'd probably put Brandon Rourke right there at the top as far as overall basketball talent.
Okay. And question number 3, on my way here, I was listening to 810. A lot of controversy right now within the Big 12 between the Coach of the Year. Who's the Big 12 Coach of the Year? Who should have been, in your opinion?
Oh, man. I don't know. It looked like Frank Haith, and then it kind of, I don't know. Self's a great coach, Haith's a great coach, but I think Hoiberg up at Ohio State did a hell of a job.
That's what I was thinking too.
I'll go Hoiberg.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Had 4 or 5 transfers.
Right. Second year ever coaching. He's played, but as far as coaching, second year doing that, so I would give it to him as well. Even though much was expected at KU, and Haith did come in and kind of rock it a little bit. But again, this is Coach Gonzales, the head coach at JC Harmon Hawks, who Wednesday night at 8:15 will be playing their state tournament game at Topeka Expo Center, Topeka, Kansas. If you can make the trip and go, definitely go and support the Hawks. If not, check it out on Hawks TV. And we thank you for tuning in. Have a good day.